Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Rich Games podcast. My name is iAreCade, and today I am joined with my good friend Chezizzle. Chaz, what's going on, man?
What up, man? Just chilling, playing some video games,
Chilling.
you know, living the life.
I hear you. Well, before we get into the main topics for today, what have you been playing now that we're in a post Last of Us Part 2 world?
You know, I'm really just waiting for Ghost of Tsushima right now, which we're a week away. I'm super excited for. But I've been playing a lot of Minecraft and RuneScape, which are two of the fucking most, I don't even know how to explain games, but they're just time wasters. And
that too.
Yeah, and timeless, both. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of RuneScape, but I've also fallen back in love with Minecraft because I don't know, it's just been fun. I think we should start playing Minecraft again. Bring that series back. That would be so fun.
I would need to get it on PC though, because I only have it on PS4.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, that'd be so fun.
And I have it on the Switch too, but gotta have it on every console.
Yeah, I've bought that game legit 5 times, I think. It's almost as bad as
between Minecraft and Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
God.
Super Mario Bros. 3 when you used to have to buy it for every DS.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I do have one announcement. I, as of last podcast till now, have joined the Platinum Trophy Club for The Last of Us Part 2.
Yay! Did we record before I platinumed it or after it last time?
After.
Okay, so yay!
I think I got it right before.
We got it and Cooper doesn't. Yay!
Yeah, which Cooper wasn't here today. He has work.
Yeah, he's a big boy now.
So he wasn't able to join us, but it's all good. Hopefully be back next week. If not, hopefully for the Ghost of Tsushima
he'll definitely be here
podcast.
for that.
But let's get into the news. So the first thing, well, really the only newsworthy thing for us to talk about, which actually broke this morning.
Yeah, there's been a lot of news, but this is the thing that's on our mind, so this is what we're going to talk about.
Yes, and that is Far Cry 6, which was just leaked by Ubisoft this morning,
Wait,
July 10th.
Ubisoft leaked a game on accident? No way.
So according to the article on Engadget that I'm on right now on the website, it says the Far Cry 6 page showed up. It was a tweet by Anjon0422, and it had a picture of the PS Hong Kong store and had Far Cry 6 on the homepage. And then not too long after that, Ubisoft UK tweeted a little short teaser about 11 seconds long featuring the game's villain lead, played by none other than Giancarlo Esposito.
Yay.
Which, if you guys have watched Breaking Bad out there,
Mandalorian,
you know who he is. He played Gus. Oh yeah, and the Mandalorian.
Well, he's in all kind of shit. What else was he in?
Yeah.
He's the token bad guy of our generation now.
Yeah, he's kind of always casted as a bad guy, but he does it so well because he's so calm and collected, but yet so sinister. Yeah. He's brilliant, and I think this is what really goes to show for Far Cry is they always had very strong villain leads ever since Far Cry 3. I think Vaz from 3 was probably the strongest one up until maybe now. Of course, we haven't played this game. We don't know how it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure Giancarlo Esposito is going to knock it out of the park with this, because he's brilliant. So Esposito's character is going to be called Anton Castillo, who's the dictator of Yara, which Yara is a tropical paradise frozen in time, according to the article. Says Castillo's ruthless oppression ignites a revolution, and players will assume the role of Danny Rojas, a guerrilla fighter battling Castillo's military. And then it also goes to say that it's not clear if Ubisoft originally planned to announce Far Cry 6 ahead of its Ubisoft Forward showcase this Sunday, which we will talk about next week, I'm sure. But thanks to this leak, we can expect more details from the digital event. And it shows that the release date for Far Cry 6 is going to be February 18th, 2021.
Which makes sense. Most Far Cry games usually come out around that time.
Yeah, it'll be a birthday gift to myself.
That's true.
Because I'm a few days after. But so let's just kind of talk a little bit about Far Cry. Have you played any of the Far Cry games, Chad?
All right, let me tell you about my Far Cry situation. I played 3 when it came out, and I loved it. And then and I loved 3 because I feel like 3 probably had the best story, like full story, out of all of them. Well, that I know of at least. I played 4, didn't really like it as much. I started to get bored with those kind of like sandboxy Ubisoft games where you just like clearing towers and stuff.
And I found 4 to be somewhat similar to 3.
Yeah, they were very similar.
I don't know if it was just like the even though 1 took place in like I don't know if it was like Caribbean or something like that, of like an island. And even though this one took, I think, place in like Malaysia or something.
Like
I don't know, maybe because they were both very tropical, they just felt a little similar. Even though they were completely different places of the world, they were just kind of reminiscent, I guess.
For me, like, the game has to have a super compelling story for me to get through it. Like, I'll play like half of a game and then like get bored and quit. But that's what happened with 4. Like, I was super excited because they had Troy Baker as this villain. It looked so cool, and then you play the game and like there's not really much story. And then 5 came out, and 5's the one in Montana, right? So 5.
Yeah, that was the first one that took place in.
Yeah, 5 like the trailers came out. I was like, oh, this looks so cool, like America, fucking religion, shit, like hell yeah. And then it came out, and I didn't even play it. So like, I don't know, like
I played. I think halfway through, and I think something else came out, and I got sidetracked. Never went back to it, but I started falling off a little bit. But I mean, I really enjoyed like the characters and stuff in that one. It just felt, I guess because it took place in the U.S., it just felt like very possible that this would happen, just because like we know cults like this has existed.
And we grew up in the South, so we know crazy religious people.
Yeah, because I mean, think about of like Mount Carmel and Waco, Texas. And
yeah,
stuff
like this
that,
is a super possibility.
Yeah, like stuff like that happens. Religious cults with loads and loads of illegal firearms that take over places, and it's crazy. But I kind of fell off, and I don't remember as to why. But I think Cooper had finished it and played all the DLC and everything. I know he
yeah, I really wish.
This is the only reason why.
I really wish he was here, because he fucking loves Far Cry, and he just replayed all of them.
Like I enjoy Far Cry, but it does fall in the same vein of a lot of Ubisoft titles, which is very samey to one of another. Especially between Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, they kind of piggyback off of each other a lot. Even though the gameplay is completely different, but they still have the same mechanics of like, you know, take over this place, either synchronize a place, you uncover part of the map, gather these materials to craft items. They all started feeling that way pretty much in between Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. So kind of like after, I think it was kind of the success of that and Far Cry 3 and Black Flags 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I'm super excited about Far Cry 6, is because Ubisoft's last couple games, they've really been reinventing a lot of stuff. Like, they pretty much completely reinvented the Assassin's Creed series and the entire combat in that game. The new Watch Dogs game looks incredible. Like, I cannot wait for new Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs Legion.
So I'm thinking that this might be a big step up, especially with it being on next gen. So I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I think Far Cry 6 is kind of hopefully gonna breathe new life into the Far Cry series, kind of like how Assassin's Creed Origins did to the Assassin's Creed series. because I love Assassin's Creed. I played every single one from the very first one on PS3 all the way through. Now, granted, I have yet to finish Origins and Odyssey just because they're so big. They take a while to play through. And if you're a person like me who likes playing a lot of different games, you have a lot of games that overlap each other. It's hard to just kind of break away and just play one game for a long period of time, which we will talk about later in the episode about preparing for next gen and what you could do to kind of fill in the void for that time. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to that showcase on Sunday, which is just 2 days away. I'm excited to talk about it also.
Can't wait to see what they're doing with Just Dance. I'm sure it's going to be...
Oh, yeah, dude. And Rabbids, bro.
Yeah. Dude, there might be a new Mario Rabbids game. That would be sick.
I never played the first one. But
I played a little bit of it, and I'm
like
not really into those kind of games, but I like the art style and shit. So
we'll definitely be discussing Ubisoft later on. But for now, let's get into our second topic of the podcast, which is going to be preparing for next generation consoles.
It's coming. Almost there.
It's coming. A few months away. We got till November.
Dude, it's like 4 months away. I just realized that. Holy shit.
It's coming up fast.
This year is not flying by and flying by at the same time.
Yeah, we're already past halfway through the year, man. The first thing we need to talk about is something that just happened, I think also this week, if I'm not mistaken, was that NBA 2K21 had announced the cover athletes and everything, along with Dame Lillard, our boy, Zion, and Kobe Bryant's going to be the cover athletes for the next titles. But the biggest thing that came out from just announcing the cover athletes were the price points. And the prices show that next generation games were increasing from $59.99 to $60.99 for the standard editions. Now, we all know that NBA 2K21 usually does different editions. Zion is going to be on the base edition for PS5 and Xbox Series X, and then Kobe is going to be on the Mamba Forever edition, which is usually it's a $100 edition, their ultimate edition, whatever it may be called. But those are increasing.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on this, Chaz?
I'm honestly surprised it took this long, because games have been $60 for what, 20 years? Since like PS2, PS3.
No, was it PS2?
Well, I think they were $50 for PS2, and then for PS3 they went to $60.
Yeah, so it's been about 2005, 2006. So it's been about 14 to 15 years that they've been the same price point.
See, I'm honestly just surprised this didn't happen for PS4.
Same. I think a lot of people actually might have thought that, because games stayed the same, but like accessories and stuff like that increased. Because like the DualShock 4 went from 60 to 65. I mean, even Nintendo, like their controllers are what, $80 a pair of Joy-Cons?
So expensive.
You know? So if you're thinking about that, like, do you think the DualShock 5 or DualSense controller, I should say, and the Xbox controller are going to be similar to the Joy-Con cost?
Yeah,
like
I'd say around $80-$90 probably. Especially with the PS4 having that crazy like haptic feedback and stuff. I'm sure it's
especially if that feature is supposed to be kind of similar to like the rumble feature in the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, HD rumble.
I'm assuming it's very similar technology, so we might see that same price point, which is something to note and to think about when you're
saving up,
thinking about getting additional accessories and stuff. But what I did want to mention was to put it into a perspective of why the prices of games are going up. Obviously, everything gets expensive as it goes on. You know, new technology and stuff like that gets more expensive. It gets more expensive to manufacture, to make, all this kinds of stuff, obviously, right? So not only is the cost of production and stuff like that going to be more expensive, but like just the budgets for these production companies and development teams becomes more expensive as time goes on with all the technology and stuff like that has to move forward. So it makes it more and more expensive each year, each generation to make a game.
Yeah.
right? So if you're thinking about a game at the launch of PS3 in 2006 costing $60, in 2020 with the cost of inflation of the US dollar, that $60 becomes $76.31.
Yep.
So it's a cumulative rate of 27.2% increase over those 14 years. So, actually it seems like we're actually still saving money if it's going to be $70 for a game.
I feel bad for Australians. It's
saving
going to be like
$6.
$100 for a game in Australia, probably.
Yeah.
But like compare the
but-
game you get in 2006 to the game you get in 2020. You're getting
Yeah,
way more
like
for your money,
Oh my God, yes, indeed. And not only that, but like look at the difference of it, just the way it looks and plays.
Yeah,
is so
everything
much
about
better.
it is so much better. So I feel like I'd be willing to pay 80, honestly. I mean, like, games are really, really hard to make. They're really expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's say you paid $20 to go. Well, you can't do it right now, but let's say you paid $20 to go watch a movie in a theater. That's like 2 hours of your time. You do that 4 times, that's the price of a game, and you're probably gonna get way more time out of the game. So I feel like
8 hours for $40 compared to hundreds of hours for 60 or 70.
And also, I feel like a lot of games are gonna start going more, not free to play, but like maybe the price is gonna be cheaper, but there's a lot of microtransactions and stuff, which I'm fine with if it's like cosmetics and stuff, because I love that kind of stuff. But
yeah, and that's also another argument that people have for NBA 2K21 going up to $70.
yeah,
because we all know they have the My Team and My
2K
Player,
is weird
which is
because they have
huge.
they have a lot of microtransactions, and the microtransactions aren't all cosmetic. So I could totally understand people not liking that. For me, I just played a game. I don't really worry about that kind of stuff. I don't really go into my park and stuff. So for me, it's not a big issue. But yeah, I could see why people would have a problem with that.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about games like not only that, but like Madden and FIFA Ultimate Teams, which also are huge, like money grabbing, along with I mean, shit. Think about Call of Duty Warzone right now. Now, granted, Warzone's free, but the base game isn't. And if you play just the multiplayer and you want to buy the battle pass, that's, I think it's like $10 every season for the battle pass to unlock it. And that doesn't guarantee you much. It just guarantees you, I think, like 4 items when you first get it, and then each tier you get something new. But if you just play without paying, you get like 2 new weapons guaranteed each season if you level up the battle pass. So, like I understand like the complaint of like, well, if games are going up, then we shouldn't have to pay all these microtransactions, and I get it, but a lot of those games that do have the microtransactions are games that do have online features, and they do have to pay for those servers and constantly updating the game. So that does go into their time for doing all these things and adding these new cosmetics and making sure it's all programmed correctly into the game and it's not game breaking or anything like that too. So that's just also something to kind of think about.
Yeah, and I know it won't, but I hope this extra $10 somehow goes into like getting these developers to like manage their employees better, because the whole like crunch in the game industry is the thing that just needs to go away. Like, that's not a healthy business practice, and like that's not a thing in any other business, in any other industry. So like I think this isn't gonna go to that really, but I think the whole games industry as a whole really needs to like re-manage itself and how it makes these games, because like it's really not healthy for the developers.
And I think also a lot of it has to do. I'm sure there's a lot of it with like, their agenda of like when they want these games out for like stockholders and all this kind of stuff, right? But like, I think they also announce games a little too early. Like, look at Elder Scrolls 6. Why the hell did they announce that game so early?
That game, they probably have a drawing of a lion somewhere. That's all they got.
We probably won't even get that game for like another like 5 years.
Dude, I'd say 10, 15. We don't even know anything about their space game yet. That's probably 5 years away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna get it this console generation, but we don't really know how long the generation's gonna
Yeah.
last. I'm assuming kind of similar to like 7, 8
Yeah.
years, give or take. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you look at it like the movie industry and the music industry. A lot of people do want their work out there as quick as possible, and they tell their fans or whatever, like, look out for this date because this is when this is dropping, or this movie's coming out this date. But like a lot of times, like you'll see movie and albums and stuff like that get pushed back if there's something that's not right, like directors leaving, or if their writing wasn't good enough, like they'll hire new writers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I would rather my dollar go towards something that took its time and perfected the game as much as they could than just rushing a shit pile.
Yeah, I'd always
right?
rather wait. I'd rather you delay the game and like not have to work 40-hour days, even though that's not a possibility. Like, I'd rather you like be able to take your time and make sure everything's good and not have to worry about that. But that's just not the reality of it. But because a lot of people aren't patient like us, they're like, well, I want the game. I don't give a fuck about them. But like, you gotta realize people don't think that there's people behind making these games. Like,
yeah, because I'm also like one of those people that like. I mean, I'm a big sports fan, but like I only buy like maybe 1 or 2 sports titles throughout a console generation. Like I'll buy like the first
that's what I
one
do usually.
that comes out just so I could have it, and I'll go back to it every now and then when I play it, because I don't play sports games like on the daily.
Yeah.
But then like I'll buy one like 5
If it's on
years
sale
later.
or something, I'll pick one up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do.
Yeah. So it's like I'm not expecting games annually or anything like that, which I get why. Although at the same time I don't understand why. Just do a roster
Yeah,
update.
I feel like
every
these
year.
games should just be like what's it called? Oh my god, like living games. Like it's just one game and it just keeps going. Like games as a service.
Yeah,
Like
you definitely could do that.
2K. Okay, this is 2K. It's always gonna be 2K. It's gonna have the newest rosters will updated and stuff. But they want their $60 or $70 every year.
Yeah, or even like the upgrades or something like that. Like after a while, like if there's some sort of like paid DLC for it, like you can charge them maybe like $10-$20 a year or something like that to get the new updates or something. That way, it's something to help keep going forward, but it's not like a completely brand new $70 just for a very similar game over and over. But we also play Call of Duty.
Yeah,
so
who the fuck are we? What are we talking
can't really
about?
say much. But granted, they're different development teams. It's not the same one.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, but there's one thing that I do want to say about inflation as well. Because as the cost of goods and stuff like this are going up, it does still make it hard for some people to really enjoy this hobby. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, video games and stuff like that is a very expensive hobby. A lot of hobbies are expensive. They're not cheap. This is a luxury hobby, quote unquote luxury hobby. But you got to think about minimum wage back in 2006 to now. It hasn't changed. It's not like companies and all this stuff are paying their employees more according to inflation, right? So it does make it hard for them to afford these things. So, I'm just kind of playing devil advocate here and kind of showing both sides, right? The consumer side and the developer side. Because if you look about, what's the minimum wage here in Louisiana? $7.25 an hour?
$7.25.
All right, so in 2006, minimum wage was $7.25. In 2020, it should be $9.22.
Yeah.
So, these companies are, gypping people out on $2 an hour. Now,
Yeah, I mean, we could
$16
we could go
a day,
down the whole rabbit hole.
multiply that by I don't know, like 260 days.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot,
Yeah,
But-
we're like super into this, so we're obviously gonna be playing the newest games and like getting the new consoles and stuff. But like the people I work with, like I was like talking to one of them about 2K, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, can't wait to get 2K on the PS5." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it on my Xbox One." But like, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's how a lot of people that don't they don't need the newest and best and stuff, and especially
they just want their
yeah.
usual
So
games. Because that's they might only play like 1 or 2 games a year.
Exactly.
It might just be their 2K and like I don't know, Battlefield or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Like that's all they do. Or they might just play Madden and 2K. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't really play anything else. They don't need the latest and greatest system just for those games.
We're in the vocal minority
they might get it
here.
Yeah, they might get it when the price point is cheaper and stuff like this, or if it's on sale. But early adopting a console, I still think most people are in the minority of getting it day one. You know, unless you're like a little more of a hardcore fan, a gamer, you know.
Yeah, for most people,
I would say casual gamer may not even realize there's a new console coming out this year.
For most people, I would not suggest them buy a new console the first day it comes out. Like,
no,
you never know what can happen. You can get a red ring or something horrible could happen, and you could
or the what was the blue light of death or something like that the PlayStation 4 had at launch.
Oh yeah.
I think Xbox Ones had like this weird motor sounding.
Yeah, any type of hardware is gonna have malfunctions.
PS3's melted, caught fire.
Oh god.
Joy-Con drift on Nintendo Switch, which is still a thing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous that hasn't been fixed yet.
Yeah, I had my second Joy-Con have drift.
So annoying. But yeah, like pretty much when you're buying a console at launch, you're pretty much beta testing it. I mean, they've tested, they've QA'd and stuff, but like a lot of these companies, they don't know like something faulty like that till it's out to everybody. So
yeah, and I mean, like for me, for example, I never had really any issues with my PS4, which I was super lucky that I didn't have any issues with it until like recently. It was just because it was the launch model. It was older. It was getting a little slow and chuggish, but so I ended up getting like the slim ones or whatever, just to hold me over about 2 years ago or whatever. But nothing really internal, that prevented me from playing. It was just a pain in the ass to like load up.
Yeah, it just got slow after a while. That's one thing I'm so excited for is the PS5 when we get it. It's gonna feel so fast. For like 2 months.
Dude, that is one thing I gotta say. PlayStation, Sony, y'all need to step it up in your OS. Y'all shit's so slow.
Is the Xbox like quick and shit?
It's super fast compared to PlayStation, dude. It was super fast when I had mine.
It's like so fucking...
But PlayStation got them exclusives, so... Do you want games or a good operating system?
Yeah.
Both prefer.
If only Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo can merge and be some superpower, that would be sick. Dope. But that won't ever happen.
But so I'm gonna hop along into our main topics. It's our accumulative list of preparing for next gen stuff that we recommend or you can do in order to prepare yourself for the launch of these systems if you want to be an early adopter for these systems. Now, obviously, the first one would be check in with your local mom and pop shop, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, wherever you buy these consoles or your games at. Some of these stores may have a waiting list. Usually they won't have anything available until they know a price point to pre-order a system. But some of them may still be taking names down. I don't really know of any off the top of my head. But I know when I was working at
GameStop does
usually,
that.
We would do a waiting list whenever they would announce a new system or something. We would take people's names and numbers and then let them know as soon as it was available, and we go in order. So the sooner, the better, obviously. But besides that, what can you be doing now on your current gen system while waiting for the new gen? We got a few months left. You're probably bored. There's no new games coming out except for Ghost of Tsushima here for the PS4, and I don't think there's anything for Xbox exclusively that I could think of. Excuse me if there is. I'm just not aware of it. But what you could be doing now is finishing up games in your backlog. If you're anybody like myself, I have a huge library of games, more games than I can probably play. And a lot of games that I started playing, never finished, want to go back, just never had time. Well, now's the time to do that. So I have certain games like Persona 5, The Witcher 3, even DLC for games like Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn that I've yet to go back and finish. You know, you can go back and do those sort of things. So, do you have anything to add on to that, Chad?
I mean, yeah, as you started listening, and I started thinking about a couple games that I'd want to beat before PS5. I definitely want to get back into Persona 5. And I definitely want to try Horizon again, because I didn't love it the first time I played it.
You need to, especially now that you don't have Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild kind of ruined that game for me, so maybe going back to it now with a fresh mindset would be good. But yeah,
I think
also really want to replay Uncharted 4, Lost Legacy, and God of War. Those are like the main things I want to replay before PS5, because I've only played God of War once.
That is a perfect.
I need to replay it.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect segue into our next item on the list. Now, this list is in no particular order. It's just as we came up with them. But it's to go back and play your favorite titles. So like Chaz said, Uncharted, God of War, games that he's played, but he loved them so much he wants to go back.
Yeah,
right?
And you might as well replay it one last time, Spend some time with your PS4.
I go back and play BioShock 1 probably yearly, because it's my favorite game of all time. So that's one of the things you could do. Find your favorite game that you have. Maybe you haven't played it in a while, or maybe you want to start a tradition of playing a game annually just because you love it so much. That is something you could do. Which also segues perfectly into our next item on the list, which if you're a trophy hunter or achievement hunter like myself, you might have played and gone back and beaten these games, but you still have some remaining trophies and achievements to get. Clean up those remaining trophies on your list. Go back in, grind to level up, or, search every nook and cranny for those collectibles in those worlds. Find all the audio logs that you got to do, go back and do that.
Highly recommend.
That's something I need to do for Horizon myself.
Yeah,
personally.
I highly recommend if you're playing Last of Us, just go for the plat. It's a really easy plat, really.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. It just takes 2 full playthroughs.
Not even 1.5 if you don't miss the last workbench like my dumbass said.
You're right.
Yeah, the only reason I platted that game is because there was no difficulty trophy, because that's the one thing that always annoys me.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes. Because the first one had survivor difficulty and multiplayer trophies.
And I was gonna plat Uncharted 4, but
bothered.
Uncharted 4 had a difficulty trophy too, so I just got.
Same thing with BioShock. The hardest difficulty without Vita Chambers. Sole reason why I never got the platinum.
Fuck that.
I hated it. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could save spoof it, but it's still such a pain.
Yeah, and at that point, why are you even doing this?
Yeah, it's like I'm not even enjoying the game. I don't want to not like my favorite game.
Yeah, right? I've never been super into trophies, but I like if I see one pop up, and then I'll go look at the trophy list. But it takes a special kind of game.
There's something satisfying about hearing that.
Yeah,
jingle.
I love the jingle. I love both. I think PS4 and Xbox both have great achievement / trophy noises.
Dude, Xbox One has a sick jingle for like when you get like a rare trophy.
I was just thinking of like the OG boop Xbox sound.
Yeah, no, Xbox One has I think every achievement's different than the old 360 one. But they have like the rare trophies that are, there's a less percentage of people that get it or whatever, has like a special animation and jingle, and it's sick.
I'm looking it up right now. Oh, that is cool.
Dude, yeah.
That's super dope.
It's dope. Which, dude, if PlayStation would do something like that for PS5, like maybe the rare trophies have their own little jingle, or like the platinum trophies. Yeah, I mean, that'd be
something like this, where like each level trophy has its own little thing.
Yeah, like the normal trophy could be the bronze. Do a little something special for the silver, gold, and platinum. Man.
I didn't even know this was a thing. This is super dope. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah. But on to the next item on the list. It's also going back and checking the game stores for deals and savings. Now's the time that if there's games that you have yet to play that you have always wanted to go play, even if you don't own it yet, check the PlayStation, Xbox store, check your retail store that you go to, your mom and pop shop, wherever it is that you go get your games. Right now, there's deals more than ever because it's coming to the end of the game cycle, and there's been all these games that have been out for the last 8 years or so. So a lot of them are on sale. There's a lot of good games on sale for like 10, 15, 20 bucks that, normally are 60 bucks.
Yeah.
So go and check those out. I know myself personally, I just went and bought like a bunch of titles that I bought the whole like Resident Evil series on PlayStation 4
Nice.
Since they were all like $5, $10 a piece. Because that's something that I've been wanting to go back and play through. Well, I didn't do the 2 and 3 because they just recently came out, but 4 through 7 I ended up getting, and the first one that they remastered.
And especially looking forward to this holiday, like I bet Black Friday is gonna have some unreal like PS4 and Xbox One deals.
Yeah, and the great thing about PS4, PS5, and the Xbox Series X is both of them are going to be backwards compatible, so you can take these games over to your next gen console. If you're planning on keeping the console, even better, you can play it natively. If not, don't worry, they're going to be backwards compatible of sorts. That's the only thing we don't know yet, though, is if it's going to be both disc-based and digital-based, or just one or the other.
Yeah.
Not really sure how they're going to implement it. If it's going to be kind of like how Xbox kind of emulates the 360, or if it's going to be native play, kind of like how the Xbox 360 used to do for Xbox original games. But,
and I'm assuming a good bit of games are going to have like free upgrades, because that was another part of the Far Cry leak, is that it said it was going to have a free PS5 upgrade. So.
And I believe NBA said as well that they were going to do an upgrade.
So I'm assuming that's just going to be how it
that.
goes. Like, that's just how it's going to, like, everyone gets free upgrades.
Yeah, which they did something similar last time with last generation.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like when I was working at GameStop at the time. Now I don't know how it's going to go this time around, but last time it was like a $10 upgrade. You could trade in your game back into GameStop, and then buy the new game for $10.
Yeah.
But it was only like the launch game list. It wasn't like Infamous Second Son or something. Obviously stuff that wasn't on at launch, but it was all like launch titles. So I doubt game like well, it's hard to really say like Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2 since they just recently came out. They may have like a native port of the game, or you might just be able to play it right off the bat, whether it's disc or digital on your console. But I don't see them having like a disc-based release of it, and then like you'll be able to trade in that one to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they would do that. Probably not right away, at least.
Yeah, I think it would just be like games at launch or like within a certain window.
Yeah.
So if Far Cry's in February, maybe to like March, just so that way early adopters have a easier time of, going into next gen.
Yeah.
So the next thing on the list is to just save money. Plain and simple. Save
That's what
money.
I'm trying to do.
Yes, I've been doing the same pretty much since the beginning of the year. As soon as they said that there was next-gen consoles, I was like, all right, I'm going to put a little bit here and there, every paycheck.
Are you planning to get both?
No.
I want to get both.
Not this time around.
I'm just going to get PS4 probably.
I probably will at some point, but if just like I did last time, I got the PlayStation at launch, and then I got the Xbox used.
Yeah.
Like months later, like within the first year, I think I had gotten it, but like months later, I just gotten it pre-owned.
Yeah, I really want the Xbox
just
Series
because
X.
I was able to save more
I really
money.
like the way the Series X looks. Like, I love the box. I think it looks way better than the PS4 personally. But I just got a PC, and all Microsoft games are on PC now, so there's really no point for me to get an Xbox, really. So I'm just gonna get a PS4.
Yeah, just get Game
Yeah,
Pass.
that's what I have it now, and Game Pass is an amazing service. Like,
dude,
it's so good. Sony needs
I'm
something like
hoping
that.
I was going to say, I'm hoping Sony's PlayStation Now eventually turns into you can play all these exclusives at launch.
Yeah, like
through PlayStation.
even if it's
Now.
not PS5 shit, like every PS4 exclusive on this bitch.
at least. But like, I think that was really great about Xbox Game Pass. Although I think they needed to do something just to boost sales, since their system itself wasn't,
they needed something.
Doing as well as the prior generation did. But I think it was a great move to be like, hey, you pay this Game Pass every month, you can play all these titles, and also all new Xbox exclusive games, or Xbox and Microsoft exclusive games, are going to be available on Game Pass at launch. Like, that's fucking huge. That's a way to sell a Game Pass, a subscription for someone, and keep those people, like, because it's just like, you get every game. Like, there's no need. Like, you can get it in the comfort of your house. You don't have to worry about going out and buying it. It's there for you, ready to go.
And apparently, it's really beneficial to the developers as well. So it's not like the developers are getting screwed out of people not buying their games. Apparently, Microsoft really, they really benefit the developers whose games get played. So like, I think it's a win-win for everybody, really. And I think that's gonna be the future, is like streaming service game, like stuff like that, like services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing on the list, this was kind of a late addition, but I did want to put that on there just because I thought it was still somewhat important, and that is to watch showcases and reveal events. So, for example, the Ubisoft Forward event that's coming up on Sunday, I'm definitely going to be watching that to see what games Ubisoft is going to be working on and going to be releasing. I'm sure they're going to show off, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is going to be at launch, Far Cry 6, which is going to be a few months after launch, and pretty much what they're going to be working on for the next probably year, right? So, and then also, like, just today, they also had a Nintendo Treehouse event for Paper Mario Origami.
I cannot wait. So
which
good.
I think that and Ghost of Tsushima's on the same day, right?
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get Ghost of Tsushima first. I still have Luigi's Mansion 3 that I have yet to play.
I haven't played. I don't even have Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm probably gonna. You know what?
I bought it at launch on Halloween Day, and I just popped it in for the first time and broke the seal on the case this week.
You know what? I think I'm gonna play that this weekend. I just decided, because I haven't played it and I totally forgot about that game, so I'm doing that shit this weekend.
Yeah. So. Perfect. We were just talking about going back and finishing games in your backlog. That's a game of backlog right there. I mean, had the game for almost a whole year and I haven't touched it. But watch these reveal events. See what games are going to be announced. See what games you're interested in. Which segues.
I'm pretty sure there's an Xbox event this week happening too.
It's on the
23rd. Okay, so it's coming up.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that. Definitely, for sure, later on in the month. But talking about watching these showcases and reveal events segues very nicely into our last point on our list, and that's going to be make a list of games and accessories you want at launch. This is something I actually personally do, mostly because ever since I worked in retail, how many people would come and buy a console and then their game. And then, obviously, as a salesman, you want to obviously try to sell something extra to the person, right? That's just the way sales works. You might suggest a controller, a headset, online membership, whatever it may be, additional games, pre-orders. But, by making a list of games and accessories you want at launch, also you have that list so that way you don't forget about anything. Like, for example, like at launch, I'm going to buy the console. I'm going to end up probably getting the digital one, so I'm not going to be buying games at the store. But I'm definitely going to need a headset, right? So I could talk to people, especially when I play like Call of Duty. But, it just so that way it's an ease of mind to where, like, okay, I got everything on the list. I don't have to worry about getting home, realizing I forgot something, and go all the way back to the store to pick up. How many times do you go to the grocery store to get one thing, and then you get home and you're like, oh shit, I forgot to get bread.
That literally happened to me an hour ago.
See, exactly. If you made a list, you put everything on the list. You won't
Got
forget.
the goddamn garbage bags. God damn it.
Yeah, actually, I had to get garbage bags this week. I had to go
Yeah,
back
I'm
to
gonna
the
have to
store
go
to
back
get-
later this afternoon because I have no garbage bags. Fuck. Adult
Yeah,
life.
I had like 2 left, and I was like, might as well get it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so perfect example. See, we both had issues of us forgetting stuff when we went to the grocery
Now just
store.
don't do that when it comes to
And-
games because you don't want to go back. You want to play your
Yeah.
goddamn games.
Exactly. It's even worse because it's like, okay, I got this brand new system. Because I'm one of those people. It's like if I buy like let's say I buy a brand new coffee table or something that you have to like put together, right? Like I am so for some reason I'm so excited to put that thing together. Like I want to do it like that.
Oh,
that
I'm
day.
the same.
Like
way.
I don't want to wait.
I'm the same exact way.
Like I just have to do it,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm at the house, I open up my box for my PlayStation 5. You know, I plug it all in. And hypothetically, let's say I got the disc-based one. My internet's not good enough or whatever to buy digital games online, you know. And then I go to play a game, and I'm like, crap, I forgot to buy the game. Or I go to play Call of Duty with you online, Chaz, and then I'm like, shit, I forgot my
or I
headset,
didn't update
so
the
I can't
game.
talk to
Fuck.
you. Or yeah, you know, there's and then there's also going to be updates,
Yeah.
you know, at
if,
launch. That
if
you
you
gotta
forget
wait
something, just put
hours
your
for.
console to update and then go to the store. You'll probably have time, to be honest. But
Yeah, at least if that's
so
the
are
case.
you
You're right,
getting
you're
the
right.
disc one?
I'm probably gonna just do
Yeah.
digital. I haven't. I mean, a part of me wants the disc one just in case.
I was
You
the
know?
same way, but
But-
it's so the discless one looks so much better. The disc
It
one
does
looks so
that,
stupid.
and also the last game I bought physical, I think might have been Luigi's Mansion 3, honestly, for the Switch.
Yeah, I buy a bunch of my Switch games that are physical, but
See, but like the thing about me with a lot of games is like if it's a game I'm like interested in but I'm not sure of, I like to buy physical so that way I could just trade it back in if I don't like it. Whereas with digital I can't do that. I would love to see something kind of like Steam, you know, for Xbox and PlayStation, to where like you can buy a game digitally and within a certain time period, if you don't like it, you can return
yeah.
it. You know, like 30 minutes or so, an hour, whatever it may be. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite things
Could
about
be
Steam.
abused for some games, but you know, like, could you imagine playing like Gone Home and it was like an hour rental?
Yeah.
It's like you could have just beaten the whole game, like easily. You could have beaten it several times within an hour. So they'd have to find the right balance, you know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we got this week for the podcast. Not too much to really talk about. I mean, we had a huge discussion last week about The Last of Us Part 2.
Next week
but
we might have
I-
some early impressions of the game because it comes out a week from today. So maybe if depending on when we record. But yeah.
Yeah, because we've been trying to get these podcasts up pretty much on Fridays, but given the fact that there's 2 games releasing on Friday, we might record on Saturday. Try to get it up Saturday, just so that way we can at least give a little bit of first impressions.
Yeah.
We'll see how it
we'll play by
goes.
ear.
We also have Ubisoft to talk about and stuff like that next week, so we'll have a few more talking points to discuss.
But it's good to be back on the pod. It feels good.
Good talking with you and Cooper.
It feels
for
like
sure.
old times,
It's
just
always
me
good
and
to
you,
talk to y'all. Catch up.
OG crew. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be excited about as a gamer, so it's good times.
Yeah, definitely going to be an exciting end of the year.
Hopefully we
Finish
out
off
this year with a
good.
bang, and not like a literal bang, like a in video game bang. Okay.
Not a
Yeah,
Fallout
don't. Please
bang.
no. Please no.
No nukes. All right, well, that'll do us for this week's episode of the Tech Rich Games podcast. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube so you don't miss any episodes. Leave a like on the video as well if you enjoyed it. And if you're on the audio podcast versions on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review if you enjoyed it. 5 stars really helps us out. You know what I'm saying? Gets us a little more out there, and so that way people are aware when they search for video games. And don't forget to subscribe to us as well on those platforms as well.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Say again.